welcome. Thank you for joining me today on a new episode. It's always a pleasure to be here. This is a women's series where we capture developments and stories that impact women. My name is Ayomide Oguntoye. It's the third week of February, the season of love and spending. I hope you got treated to a beautiful love celebration. I mean, it's the season, right? Today we're talking about something we all consider very essential. I mean, we almost cannot do without it, and that's the truth. And that's money in relationship, most importantly, as it pertains to women. It's a virtual interview today again, and my guest is joining in from Abeokuta, a financial expert. But before I introduce her, let's go on a short break, and we'll be back.
Tune in to Web TV Daily to stay up to date and informed on the financial market, personal finance, and more. We have got you covered with all your favorite TV shows, economy and politics, market review, women's series, millennial talk, Islamic Finance Weekly, The Brief, exclusive interviews, events, and we keep you up to date on all the updates in the financial market with the market opening gong. Watch premium content. Watch Web TV. Same news, different perspective.
Bienvenue. I mean, that's how we say it in French. This is a women's series, and today we're talking about why financial independence is critical for women, especially in relationships. So I take that again. Why financial independence is critical for women, especially in relationship. You'll agree with me that in our world today, being a financially independent woman does not always depend on knowing so much about it alone. Most importantly, what it's about is the determination to be one, and that's our focus for today. Joining me today is Isioma Ugbechie. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Isioma is joining us all the way from Abeokuta, a financial expert. Hello, Isioma. Thank you for joining me today. It's great to have you. How are you doing?
Thank you, Ayomide. I am very well.
Yes, right. So how was the all love celebration for you? I hope it went well.
Yes, it was beautiful.
Yes, that's why I love to.
We had a full kind of gathering at work, so it was really beautiful.
Wow, that's great. Good to hear. So let's quickly go straight to a conversation we have for you for today, right? We understand that money plays a huge part in relationship, right? Now, is it fair that in 2022 we still have women that are solely dependent on their partners? I'm not saying it is wrong. I'm not saying it is bad. But is it fair that we have women that are solely dependent on their partners for their finances? Do you think it is fair?
I cannot find the exact words to use, but I know that it is totally unfair to have women still dependent on their partners. I mean, this is the 21st century. It's totally unfair.
So when you mean it is not fair, I mean, so what should be like the way forward if it is not fair?
Okay, so I would like to start with the word partner. And I believe that when we say partner, we know that we have two people who are working together to achieve a common goal. So when we have a situation where a person is relying on another, it is not equal. It is not fair. You're not giving the other person a chance to be able to contribute. We're only claiming that we are partners, but we are not expressing what it means to really be partners.
I love the way you established that. I love the way you established that. So let's just go straight into what then. I mean, that leads us into what financial independence now means. So what then is financial independence, and at what point do we say a woman is even financially independent?
Financial independence, really, we cannot say there is an exact definition for it. But I will start by establishing that for you to be financially independent, it means that you are not relying on anybody. You have the ability to be able to take care of your day-to-day expenses without having to call upon anybody to assist you. Now, financial independence is usually a thing of the now. It's the long-term thing. So for you to attain that financial independent state. You must have been working on it over a period of time. So when a woman can take care of her day-to-day expenses without relying on anybody, knowing fully well that yes, at any point she can achieve the kind of lifestyle that she wants, that woman can be said to be financially independent.
Right. I mean, taking care.
I am basically saying that when you get to that point where everything you've ever wanted, you can, lay a hold on it without calling for assistance, you have attained financial independence.
Right. I love the fact that you said that it is not a one-time thing. It doesn't happen just immediately.
Yeah.
It's a process. I mean, you try as much as possible to grow yourself even to that point. Now, I want to believe that you have like your own personal experience based on this. I mean, you cannot be sharing all of these gems without you having to experience this, having like a one-on-one experience. So with regards to your own personal experience, I want to believe that you've got some level of experience for you to be saying all of these things, right? Now, were there money mistakes you made in your relationship that made you decide to do better for yourself?
I won't call it a mistake because I think my growing up, my background has played a very huge role in the aspect of being financially independent. My mom, although she's late now, but I grew up knowing that a woman has to, stand on her own. So I would say that I have really not made that mistake in a relationship when it comes to my finances. But if there's one thing I know that has helped me personally as a person, it is knowing that I never at any point want to be a burden on anybody. Being a burden is something that has been, or rather, I would say, not being a burden has been a driving force for me. Because sometimes I even wonder, how do people do these things that they keep asking another person for whatever it is they need? I mean, I want to get that where I can afford whatever it is I want, and it won't even affect my relationship. Rather, it will help my relationship to get better. I want to be that kind of woman who wants to, support a partner, who wants to spoil a partner. And I think for me to be able to do that, I have to have my own. I won't, because it's not realistic asking the partner to give you what you would use to spoil him. If you understand what I mean.
I get it.
So yes, so I have always been conscious of my finances right from time, and it's one thing I believe every woman should actually adopt.
Right. It is one thing every woman should try to adopt. I mean, it saves you of any form of embarrassment. And when you look at yourself, it just makes you proud of yourself that yes, I'm not depending on anybody. I can afford to get whatever I want to get on my own without relying on anybody. Now, you've spoken so much about reasons for us to be financially independent. Now, how can we start the journey to being financially free? I mean, we've spoken about reasons why it is important for us to do this and do that. Now, for people that are probably caught in the web of acting in this way, in this manner, how can they start their journey to being financially free?
The one thing you have to do is actually to make the decision. Many times we hear women say, "Oh, I want to be financially independent," but they might just try. After a while, they give up. So you have to actually settle it and decide that yes, I want to do this, because it will take a whole lot from you. Now, after making your decision, you have to set a goal. You have to set a target. So if you know that, oh, okay, within the space of 5 years, I see myself doing this, I see myself owning this and that. That way, you have first decided, and then you have set a goal that you what you have at hand. Are you gainfully employed? And when I mean gainfully employed, you could be, working for an employer, and you could also be self-employed. After that, you have to draw a budget.
Mm.
We live in this age and time where we hear a whole lot of spend your money anyhow. You only have one life to live. You can't kill yourself. You work so hard, so why not spend all your money when you are still alive? Yes, as much as that is true, you also have to consider the fact that because you are working towards a particular goal, you can't afford to just spend your money anyhow.
Mm.
Now you have to spend less than you earn.
Mm.
Because most times, if we sit down and actually calculate some of the things we spend monthly, we find out that we are spending way beyond what we earn.
Yeah, right.
So after you have drawn a budget, you have to start saving. Yes, there's also this school of thought that saving might not get you to where you're going to. As much as that is true, you also have to know that saving does a whole lot for you, because that way you have been able to discipline yourself. You know that, oh, when it's time to spend or buy things on impulse, because you have a target for your saving goals, you can't afford to just spend your money anyhow.
Mm.
So saving, a woman who wants to be financially independent needs to learn how to save.
Mm.
And when I mean save, you have to learn how to save properly and also save towards a particular goal.
Mm.
I don't believe in just
Saving
saving
randomly.
a whole lot of money
Mm.
for anything. You're supposed to have different kind of savings. One should be dedicated to, oh, okay, if you're the type who loves to travel, maybe when you're on vacation or something, you can save to that. If you want to, you're saving towards building your career, and that way maybe you want to take more professional courses and exams, you can have a particular saving towards that goal. If you want to buy a car, you should have another, type of savings towards that goal.
Mm.
And I could go on and on the different kind of things you should save towards, but don't just take a whole lump sum of your money and put it into savings. It helps some people, but it's also quite dangerous because of emergencies. Anything can come up,
Yeah.
and you just find yourself spending that old money on that emergency situation.
Mm.
Another thing is investment. Yes, we know that there are, so many people out there who are fraudsters, and they come all in the name of investment. Invest are good, but for you to be able to do a good one, you have to be patient, because you won't start getting results immediately. And that is exactly how to, know a good one. A good type of investment will not promise you returns immediately, because that is how so many people get defrauded. And I am not, I feel embarrassed to say that I am falling a victim of one bad investment, because it is actually great. When we look at it critically, that is great. Knowing fully well that there's no how on earth I'm supposed to get these returns immediately. So investments are things that you should, as a woman, take the risk, venture into it. And examples are, buying shares, buying of shares in, from time to time, all these companies, they publicize their shares, they announce when they want to sell shares. Look for a very good and reputable company. I won't mention names, but we know them, from how long they've been in the market, the type of goods and services they are into. Invest, let's invest. I can never stop preaching investment. It is really good, because you will realize that the more you invest, the more your money grows. You don't have to keep checking to see, oh, how far have I gone with this? You're just settled. You know that this money that I have put away to invest comes much later on and it will yield so much interest.
Yeah, so
So
I can allow
another
you,
thing you
I can
can
allow you,
do.
I can just allow you keep going and going and going and going and going. I mean, you've
Yes,
highlighted
yes,
quite vital points, and I love the part where you talked about saving for a particular goal. So you're not just
yes,
saving out of context, just as we
yes,
most times preach.
yes,
You're saving based on, I mean, on a particular goal. You're saving towards something, and that keeps you in
yes.
check. That helps you even to stay focused to saving. I mean, we started off this year talking about investments, and now you're also emphasizing on investments. Investments are good deals. I mean, these are good ways for
Yeah.
us to be financially free. Now, this is a very tricky question. I mean, we get to talk about it a lot of times, but I really I want to get your thoughts on it. So, what do you have to
Okay.
say to women that are still caught in the web of is our money, but my money is my money? I mean, a lot of women say this. So, well, I just want to get your thoughts on it. What do you think about it? Do you think it's a good way? I mean, and it's fair
Okay.
on the men.
Okay. Without mincing words, it is not fair.
Mm,
It is not fair at all.
mm,
Because the way you, as a woman, you're also striving towards financial independence, it's the same way the man wants to attain that.
mm.
So if you are together, and just like I said in the beginning, you are partners, you are meant to come together and work towards a particular goal.
Something.
So
Right.
if I keep claiming that my money is my money, well, his money is our money, it can be overwhelming for the man.
Mm.
Not even in this age of mental health, that could lead into depression for the man because a man also wants to be helped. So I don't subscribe to that, and I am sure women are knowing better now, and
We
I
should
don't
also
want
do
to believe
better.
that we still have women who
Right.
believe in my money is my money, well, his money is our money.
You will be
No.
shocked to know that quite a number of women still believe in that and they practice it
Oh,
up till.
really?
Yes, they do.
Oh,
They do. But thank you for sharing that. I mean, let's quickly go on. Last question. So, quick cheat code for singles. I mean, I get this a lot of times that I don't get to talk about single or do conversations around single women, right? So, what are the
yeah.
money questions singles can ask their partners, maybe during dates or in random conversations, that can help them make informed decisions?
Hmm. Now that's a really deep question because a lot of single people don't ask questions concerning finances. We're all, love stuff. We want to get married. We talk about the number of children we have, the kind of house we want to build, the kind of home we want to have. Forgetting the fact that money is important in marriage. It's
Right.
very important. In
Right.
fact, you'll be amazed to find out that money can break a home.
Hmm.
So, the kind of questions, like I'll use myself as an example with my fiance. I know that we ask each other some really deep questions like, how do you spend money? First thing, you have to know exactly the kind of person you are getting married to.
Hmm.
His spending habits matters a lot.
Hmm.
Is it the kind of person who believes in, oh, let's spend it as it comes, another one will come? There are people like that who believe that spend it. If you don't spend it, how will you, give yourself the chance to make more money? And there are some people who believe in saving. You also have to find out about the person's background. How did your friend spend money? A lot of people grew up in, different backgrounds. Some people grew up with very strict parents who believed in saving. A lot of people also grew with parents who, spend lavishly.
Mm-hmm.
You can also ask, what are your long-term goals? What are your goals? At least these goals will make you have an insight the kind of person he or she is and how they want to attain it, which has to do with the way they will save or make money. Also, you can ask questions of how do we split bills?
All
Some
right.
men believe that a woman should also contribute. I once had a conversation with someone who believes that it has to be 50-50. And then we also have women who believe that no, why should it be 50-50? You are the head of the house. I should bring 30, you bring 70. So you also have to know the kind of mentality they have when it comes to contributing. How are we going to manage our finances? Are we going to run joint accounts? Are we going to have personal accounts? These things help to shape and, give you insight into the kind of person you want to marry. Because trust me, if you don't settle some of these things, couples will have problems when it comes to their finances.
Right. Thank you very, very much. I mean, you've answered all my questions very, very well. And I love the insights in which you provided, especially to single women. So if you're out there, you've heard it from Isioma, try as much as possible to ask all of these questions, and then it will help you in making informed decisions. And yes, that's all we have for you on Women's Series program today. Thank you for listening. If you've got questions or you'd like to send the message, send them to ayomide.oguntoye@prosharenergy.com. Please read more about news and watch our videos at www.prosharenergy.com/webtv. Follow us on all our social media platforms showing on the screen. And until next time, thank you for watching.